Hello and welcome back to the channel. Now we visited a Grenier at a place called Normandy, not too far from here, about 15 miles away, and guess what we bought? That's right, we bought a hat. Does it suit me, Tracy?
Oh, you look divine.
Good, because I'm wearing it around the supermarket this afternoon. Right, I'm going to take that one off and put my old faithful back on. I'm going to have a chat about the hat. This is a boater. These are known in France as canotier. We'll put that on the screen. And yeah, it's in quite good condition for its age. It's probably about 120 years old. These were popular from about, well, the late 19th century into the early 20th. So around, very popular in the Edwardian period. And look, it's in quite good order. It's got a grosgrain ribbon round it there. That is that correct, Tracy? Grosgrain? Grosgrain ribbon, black ribbon. And it's in pretty good order. I've given it a bit of a clean. It's got a little bit discoloured, obviously, over the years. It's got a leather banding inside. And if you go in and have a look at that, can you see the label inside? You getting that? That has a sort of Art Nouveau feel to it, which sort of plays out the period it's from, that sort of Art Nouveau, early 20th century period. French, made in Saint-Hilaire de Harcourt, which isn't too far from here. But look at that, beautiful thing. Very, very popular in its day. With women as well, I believe Coco Chanel.
Yeah, she was a big fan of them.
She was a big fan, she made them quite popular.
Well, women were wearing them before men. Women were wearing them, women and children from about the 1860s on. Men didn't come in till about the 1880s.
Yeah, and they were, I mean, they're called boaters. I did read, I think that was something to do with the fact that they were from the canotier, is the ones that the Italians in Venice wear on the gondolas.
The gondolas, yeah.
So that could be the link between why they're
But
called.
they have slightly different, don't they? They have a little bit of trailing ribbon at the back on theirs, and sometimes they're edged as well on the brim, I think.
I'll put a bit of trailing ribbon on the back for the supermarket this afternoon, right. Yeah, lovely thing. That was one of our purchases from Ombi. And that is on the website already, that's one. Cannot hear, but because they're they're popular these days for things like the Henley Regatta and that sort of thing, and sporting events.
Yeah, they're supposed to be worn with blazers, aren't they?
Yeah.
You wear a boater with a blazer, or with a suit that's all of the same colour.
I haven't got a blazer for this afternoon. Yeah, and also, I mean, there's some famous pictures from my hometown, Maidenhead, Bolter's Lock, down in Maidenhead on the River Thames, where they're all wearing the boaters going through the Bolter's Lock, yeah. I saw the Queen there once. My dad took me down there to see the Queen going through Bolter's Lock. Yeah. Tracy's really impressed, I can really tell.
Did you have afternoon tea with her?
No, but I did.
Well, I once saw the Queen as well.
Yes, you did, you saw her.
Oh, actually, I've seen her twice.
Yeah.
She likes me.
Yeah. There we go, that's the first thing, the boat hat. Now, these really interesting pieces. These are, I've got a collection of 5. I bought 5 off this guy in the end. These are eel forks. Quite gruesome things, really. But these days, they're considered to be folk art, which is in France, art populaire, they call it in France. Folk art pieces. And I do really like them, although they have a gruesome past, obviously. Very, very old. I've got 5 here, I'll show you them all. That one's a bit, that's very nasty looking thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this one is more of a common sort of common shape.
You'd expect to see.
Yeah. All hand forged, aren't they, in iron. Now this one, the guy was telling me, that is that shape. And that is, apparently you can use it off the side of a boat, he was saying, wasn't he?
Yeah, it would be on a handle and you would...
Yeah, they all have long handles.
Yeah.
And that one is that shape, so it can go sort of down...
go down the side of the boat.
Side of a boat. Heavy old things. Barbs are a bit worn on that. I mean, these are very, very old. They're at least 19th century. I think they could be earlier, into the 18th century. These are my 2 favourites. These ones that have got the riveting on.
That's a bit later, isn't it, this one?
No, I don't think so. I mean, look at the...
No, I'm on about the other one, actually, not this one,
base
sorry.
on that. These are ancient pieces. But I have to say, they weren't cheap. They weren't like £5 each or anything like that. They're quite expensive. The guy knew what he had. They are popular these days,
That's
and
the more modern one.
they are quite valuable pieces. I mean, I don't think I've ever found one down at our local place where we buy. They're quite rare. And he had a good collection, so I bought pretty much most of his collection.
I expect a lot of people still using them.
Anyway,
I don't know what the laws are on eel hunting in
they're becoming
France.
nearly, well,
There's a lot
rare,
less
aren't
of
they?
them, isn't there? Certain areas they don't have them anymore, and they are supposedly a protected species, I think, in the UK, although they still trawl for them, funnily enough.
yes.
Strange, isn't it?
I mean, in the medieval times, eels used to be used to pay your taxes and pay your landlord. You could pay with eels, which is quite
Yeah, but it
unusual.
was a lot, wasn't it?
It was a lot.
You had to pay. We
Thousands.
saw one of the rents where it was thousands of eels.
Thousands
a
of
year.
eels, yeah, but I think there were thousands around in those times. I believe Ely in Cambridgeshire, is it Ely Cathedral? That Ely is named after the eels. Very popular in those times. Anyway, there we go. Folk art. Folk art. Lovely things. I really, really like those. Really interesting. And rare. Pretty rare.
I was going to say part of European history, but of course eels are much further afield than just Europe, aren't they?
And it crushed me boater. Yes, yeah, I think even Japan
New
and
Zealand, Australia,
all sorts I
around
was
the
saying
world, I
about.
think. Quite a few countries have
Yeah,
them.
I've never tried it. I don't fancy that. And of course the cockneys with their cool blimey
Jellied
trousers, they
eels.
have the jellied eels. Oh, I
Yeah.
couldn't fancy a jellied eel. Oh, that sounds.
My dad came from a seaside town, and they used to eat all manner of seafood.
Yeah, well, you
It
would, I
was,
suppose.
yeah, it was like part of their diet. Even then, even back in like the 40s and stuff, it was a big thing. You know, you lived off what was local.
Well, he had his own boat, didn't he, to go out in
he
a little
used to
boat?
fish. Yeah, but even when they were kids,
Yeah.
I mean, they used to have to go down onto the beach to get driftwood for the fire. So,
Yeah.
and they weren't that close to the beach. So, different times.
Yeah, I just don't fancy jellied eels. I don't think I could keep that down somehow. It's like I've never had an oyster because I know I wouldn't be able to eat an oyster. I wouldn't be able to eat it and keep that down. Anyway, another little thing I bought at the Ombi sale, a little Corinthian column lamp. I thought this was rather splendid. It's very heavy because it's got
Is
a
it
weighted base.
Yeah.
It would need to be rewired, obviously, but
They often weight the bases, don't they,
lovely Corinthian column on the top there.
to stop them falling over when they've got the shade and everything on,
Yeah.
when they're overbalanced.
So that was a nice little buy. Nice to buy little lamps, but would need to be thoroughly rewired. So there we go, Corinthian column lamp. We didn't buy too much at Ombi, did we? But what we bought was pretty good. Now we're going to finish today with this lovely thing here, porcelain. This is an apothecary jar. It's not bottle, yeah, apothecary jar. We've been researching
With
this.
its original lid as well.
Yeah, we can't find too much about it. We've tried researching. Now that
We can't find the mark, can we?
the mark. Let's
It
have
is
a look.
marked.
If anybody
but we
knows
can't
out
find
there,
it, but if anyone does know,
let us know.
and
And that's an eagle.
that mark.
Some
It's
letters,
an L, isn't it, over a W?
and there's got little weights hanging off his. What do you call them? Weight
Scales.
balance scales. Yeah.
Balance scales, yeah.
But yeah, myrrh. Now I think that's going to be myrrh. Do you think?
Yeah,
Gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
I would think so.
I don't know much about myrrh, do you? But that's going to be myrrh, we think. But look at the lovely gilding on it. And you can
Yeah,
see
the
it's got
gilding
these.
is beautiful on
You
this.
see these little bees.
And hand-painted stars.
Now the bees are an emblem of Napoleon, aren't they? I believe.
Yeah.
Bees. Yeah. So it's not an old piece, as I say. It's going to be second half of the 20th century, I'd say. But it's in really good order. Porcelain. Looks very much like Paris porcelain or Limoges, but we don't know from that mark where it comes from. But a very nice piece. Lovely little bit. Well, Tracy's finds, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's nice.
So that's it. That's it for this week. Quick video. Thank you very much for watching our little video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe if you did enjoy our video. If you click the little more button below the video, all the details are in there for our shops. So we will see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.